Dear viewers, welcome and greeting to a new episode of The Good Home. As usual, we choose a very interesting topic which is related to a family, because our goal is to increase the awareness and to make every single home in Kuwait is a good home. With my colleagues, Dana, correct, Dana?
Yes, absolutely. We help families and family members to deal with everyday situations through the topics we pick for them.
Yes, so Dana, today the topic of this episode is very unique. So we're going to talk about the fourth goal which is to engage the children with disability in the governmental sector or schools.
It's very important, very challenging to apply, because we're changing a whole mindset of the country, not just schools. But how beautiful would it be if we have every single school in Kuwait inclusive of all types of children,
exactly,
with disabilities and without disabilities?
Yes, and this is actually
beautiful.
What is working in the system in the global world. So it's not only in Kuwait, this is going to be in the whole world.
But I'm proud of Kuwait to take this step forward, because this is very important. So looking forward to see it happening and to learn more about the topic.
Perfect, let's do it then. So dear viewers, in today's episode, we'll talk about a very sensitive and important topic, a topic that concerns a dear category to all of our hearts.
There are an estimated number of 240 million children with disabilities worldwide. Like all children, children with disabilities have ambition, they have dreams, they have futures.
Like all children, they need quality education to develop their skills and realize their full potential.
Yet, children with disabilities are often overlooked in policymaking, which limits their access to education and their ability to participate in social, economic, and political life. Worldwide, these children are among the most likely to drop out of school.
To solve this serious problem, many countries, and Kuwait is one of them, decided to adopt the inclusive education, and inclusive education policy is one in which students of determination from kindergarten to the 12th grade engage in educational program within a shared learning environment capable of providing targeted support to students in order to limit backsliding and remove obstacles that may lead to inclusive of the students.
Why? This is to ensure that they receive a high-quality education by effectively meeting their various needs in respectful, accepting, and highly responsive ways, and providing them the necessary support.
To know more about this very important topic, we are honored to welcome our guest, but after watching this report, so please stay tuned.
Welcome back, dear viewers. We have Mr. Ahmed Khalid with us in the studio, Superintendent of Intermediate School in Ministry of Education. Welcome, Mr. Ahmed.
Hi, thank you for hosting me in your program to focus on educational issues, what is said for disabled people.
We are glad to have you, Mr. Ahmed, with us tonight, talking about a very interesting topic as usual. This is an important topic that we have to increase the awareness to our dear viewers. So I would like to ask you, what is the inclusive education policy?
Yes, it's the inclusive education or the inclusive policy. It's a definition which indicated in the United Nations and all the organizers related to the United Nations, like ESCWA, like UNESCO, where they are, and UNICEF also, we not forget it for them. They are aware about the education for disabled person. So the inclusion or the inclusive educations, to summarize what the definitions is a school for all.
Okay.
What means the school for all? That the school accept any students with any difficulty.
Okay.
You know, there is many difficulties with the students, like hearing impairment, like cerebral palsy, like blind students. We have also the autism, like Down syndrome. All of these, they have difficulty.
Okay.
Usually they put it in isolated schools.
Exactly.
To teach them, to train them, and some talented that they help them and them live.
Okay.
But now the view is different totally.
Okay.
That they have to go with the
Normal students.
yes,
Be included with everyone else.
with like the neighbors, like they have friends inside the same area.
Very good.
They have to become always inside the school, so become the relationship between them.
They are human. They look like us.
Yes.
So we have to be engaged with all of them.
And to be accepted.
Yes. The point that they started that they are human.
Exactly.
So it's reflected in the education.
Yes.
Maybe we can see them in any place here in Kuwait, but except in schools for certain type of disabled.
Yes.
Now in Kuwait, we are deal with the learning disability.
Right.
We can see it in the school
Correct.
or slow learner, but there is more, as I mentioned before.
Yeah, so far they've been excluded in their own schools, which is amazing what you guys are doing. This is such a huge and challenging idea to start in Kuwait. So what actually triggered it? What started it?
How we started this, a lot of conversations, a lot of meetings held, how to make the right for the disabled students to become inside the school, a normal school, as I mentioned, not isolated. So in Incheon, in Korea, South Korea, there is agreement. All countries which are registered in the United Nations, they are signed that we have to go forward to inclusive educations, and from that time all countries they are work on how they prepare the setup.
Okay.
And we can discuss it later during this program.
Exactly.
To the setup, how, because you know it's a big challenge how to reach this point.
Yes.
Because you are not deal with a lot of difficulty. You have to do it to set up the school to accept this kind of
a whole
students.
mindset. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. So, Mr. Khalid, I would like, or Mr. Ahmed Khalid, I would like to know. So, schools or universities or institutions, they have to really close the gap between the two groups. So, which aspect they have to focus on to really, they could be in one group?
Okay. When you talk about the higher education, maybe you will see there is inclusive education.
Okay.
You accept the blind, students, you accept the cerebral palsy with the wheelchair.
Yes.
Also in the institute they have the hearing impairment.
Correct.
Also they are
Absolutely.
in. But the challenge it's in the intermediate and the primary
Exactly.
and secondary schools. This is the challenge.
Kindergarten.
To
Yes.
set them up properly.
Yes, from the beginning, from the base
Yes.
down. And in the institute or university, they work with the only 2 or 3 type.
Yes.
But what we mean, school for all, that mean for all type
Everybody.
of everybody.
Correct.
Regardless for the IQ, it's high or down. So the setup, it's aware about he will live normal life
correct.
with his colleagues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what is the role of families to prep their children and prep themselves
Yes.
in accepting this inclusivity?
Yes.
What role do they play, whether the parents of children with disability or not
No,
children without
yes.
disabilities?
Yes, we have here 2 kind of family. We have to work on it.
Yes.
The family, when we learn the attitude of the school, and we have to learn the attitude of the family, of the students for non-disabled students. So they have to prepare the kids, their own kids, how to accept another person with any what you call it diversity.
Correct.
So the meaning of diversity, we have to accept each other
Yes.
inside the school. So if the school work on it with the social worker, with psychiatric inside the school, even the principal of the school, and the teachers, all the environment of the school, but without the family we will not do anything, because sometime or most of the time the parents, they refused that in the same class they will have students with the difficulty, like hearing impairment or blind or whatever.
Exactly.
So when they teach them or to make awareness for this family, and they aware for the importance of the inclusive education as this is the right for other people, so they are raise the kids, our own kids, and they put and plant the awareness to accept each other inside the class. We will go forward for it too much.
In a way, you're educating the family first,
Yes.
so they're able to educate their kids to accept inclusion.
And the other part of the family, what disabled, they have disabled students, we suffer from overcare. Usually they have overcare of the son or the daughter. They may want to become socialized and full stop, but they don't want them, they suffer from bullying inside the school of them. But if you prepare them nicely, and we start from the ground, from before kindergarten, and we come through primary, we can spread the awareness, and they will afraid, and the fears of the family, maybe it will reduce. Yes.
Because they will build the trust in the system.
Yes.
They'll know that everyone is here to support my child in the school.
Yes.
This is very important.
Such an amazing topic, and we have more to talk about it, Mr. Ahmed Khalid. We have a short break. Dear viewers, we have a short break, and we will be back, so please stay tuned.
Welcome back, dear viewers. We're talking about a very important topic, which is inclusivity in education in schools. And we have Mr. Ahmed with us. Thank you for all the information you're giving us so far.
So we're going to talk about the families that you just mentioned before the break. That what are some steps for families that we could give or educate our dear viewers to really help their children with disability to really engage with the social life?
I think that if we want to start let's say for X school that we want to put some students in it
Exactly.
with disabled.
Exactly.
So before that, the editorial of principal of the school, they have to put plan, invite the family for the school, and to explain what the plan that we will have a new students inside our school, and they have from this difficulty, and we give them the trust that we will deal inside the school, and it will not affect in your kids how to gain the academics inside or the teaching inside the school.
Perfect.
So after that, we provide the parents with a guide. There is a lot of the guide to how to expect each other, so they can sit with the kids to promote and to empower them to deal with the new guest inside this school.
To work with them before they come to school.
Yes,
and to let them feel you're going to
and
be
you
welcome.
mentioned is good thing that open day.
Yeah.
It's also we can invite also the families to see in the eyes what happened, and it's normal day for everybody, and the media is very important part that can help also to give the trust and the confidence for the family that this is the attitude of the government, this attitude or the way that we have to reach it. It's because, as I mentioned before, that the inclusive education is mentioned in the fourth goal.
Exactly.
The fourth goal is also mentioned in the sustainable development goals of the vision of Kuwait 2035.
Perfect.
So we have all together work on it to side by side to make it succeeded.
Exactly.
Like
With all
what you're
your
saying.
effort as well, I think we're gonna have to apply it here in
Yes.
Kuwait. So, Mr. Ahmed, you just mentioned that, or before we shoot this TV show, that you've been working on this for a long time. So,
Yes.
what are the challenges that you're facing right now?
The challenges, it's the setup
Okay.
of the school to accept these students.
Okay.
So I think there is many parts they have to gather and work in one goal so we can reach for it.
Exactly.
So I think this is the big challenge that everyone works separated. So if we work in
As
the
a
same
team.
page,
Exactly. As a
yes,
team.
as a team,
Exactly.
we will reach. Because one fears of the teachers, they said it's first time I see this difficulty. I don't know how to deal it.
Exactly.
But we can put support unit. They can support them. We will not let them alone and work. No, there is, like some difficulty they need physiotherapy. Some difficulty they need speech therapy or audiologist or modifications of behavior. So we can make all the setup inside the school, and not all the time they are inside the school, but part of the time to help, because our goals that the teacher know how to deal with all these difficulty in the future.
That's I wanted to ask that. So you're not just getting specialists for each case. You're actually educating all the teachers.
Exactly.
Yes.
The teachers in every single school will know how to deal with someone who is deaf or someone who has, for example, Down
Mental
syndrome.
impairment
Okay,
like
very
this.
interesting. Very important, very amazing that you are already on the right way to do it, because this is the only way that schools are going to be ready, if all teachers are ready to take the students in. Is there a message you would like to tell viewers that are watching us today that perhaps can help them also do their role in spreading the inclusiveness?
Now I mentioned that we are now in the time for transforming of education. The Summit of New York, they insist and indicate about the teaching in old ways or the classic way. It should be now change, and there is a future. And the aspect start from Corona, when pandemic hit. So they are realized that we have to change our tools, even our system. So they focus now on the knowledge of economy, We have to prepare our students how to deal with it, and the aspect of inclusive education also is the future of a school. It will be in the ground, inshallah, later.
Because it's really hard to isolate people, and they are human.
Yes.
And they have to engage with the society because they are part of the society.
Yes.
And they could be employees, and they could have a normal life as we do.
And they want to prove themselves.
Exactly.
The self-esteem is very important for them. They don't know to go forward before they provide the services. Now they want to serve.
Exactly.
So why
They
we
have
don't let them?
capabilities.
Why we don't give them this option,
and
this opportunity
use their
for
energy
them?
for a good way.
Yes, and they have.
Exactly.
Yes.
There's a lot of potential to grow their
Yes.
capabilities and to be able to have them flourish when we include them in the society and in the schools to include them in everything they do for other kids.
Mr. Ahmed Khalid, we would like to thank you for your time as well as for your goal that you are working on, and I believe that someday near in the future that we can apply this system in Kuwait.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. This was very beneficial. We really
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed Khalid, for your effort that we could apply this system here in Kuwait soon. So, dear viewers, we have a short break and continue our episode, so please stay tuned. Dear viewers, childhood is one of the best times to start on the path towards self-respect and respect others, as well as physical health and emotional balance.
Studying karate or other forms of martial art offers young kids the chance to develop both physically and emotionally, and giving them an opportunity to reach their peak potential.
Participating in karate classes offers children numerous advantages, such as making new friends, learn new things, and build self-confidence in the super fun and supportive environment.
To know more about this topic, let's watch our next report together.
We have been practicing karate in the state of Kuwait since the 70s. I myself started karate in the United Kingdom in 1986. JKA is a well-affiliated and approved branch from Tokyo, Japan. Japan Karate Association is one of the very important and famous karate organization worldwide. We have been training many karatekas in the state of Kuwait. We have done a lot of local, regional, and international championships. And also we got a lot of awards from the young age and also the adults who participated in these championships. We accept ages that ranges from 5 years old till 70 and more. And this is also the same standard that, being taught in Japan. We use the same Japanese standard to teach karate in the state of Kuwait. Karate is a very inspiring martial arts and also sport. Anybody who practices karate, at the end he will be very disciplined, more focused, and have a lot of confidence in himself.
هاي my name is Bibi Sultan. I've been doing karate since I was 5 years old. I'm second dan black belt right now. I've got first place on Kuwait and first place on Middle East. Karate taught me a lot of things like patience, confidence, and respect to people.
I've been doing this over 3 years ago. So I like do it because I inspire with the cartoon called Ninja. It makes yourself confidence, and I like it a lot. So I let my son also playing with me also. Inshallah, I'm going to black belt few months. I highly recommend it for all the ages to play karate Shotokan, especially in JKA.
I joined karate during 2022 October. I've been playing karate for 2 years now. My favorite, I joined karate because it helped me self-defense and learn more about karate by punching bugs and more things. So karate helped me a lot, and I really want more people to join, boys and girls that are children that are so small or ages above 10 or maybe above 40. You can join karate because it makes self-defense for you and you will be more protective.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Maryam Khrebut. This is my son Hussein. I've been bringing him here since he was 4 years old. I've noticed, mashallah, a huge change in him. He's a lot more confident and he's not afraid of getting hurt. And he really enjoys it, which is, I think, very important. I've also noticed he's become stronger. And what do you think, Hussein?
I think it's a good sport and I want to continue playing.
Hi, my name is Mozal Gassar. I've been doing karate now for about 6 months. Stuff I've learned about karate is to become more self-disciplined, empathetic, and focused. I'm a yellow belt and nearly an orange belt.
Dear viewers, we've reached the end of our episode for today. We hope you enjoyed it and we hope you learned with us something new. And it was a very interesting topic. Yes. What did you think about it, Doctor?
I think, Dana, is very interesting that we have to apply this system since other countries, they have already applied that. We have to engage the students with disability with the normal students because they are human at the end and they have a life. So I believe that this system, we have to apply it as soon as possible here.
It's like a mind shift throughout the country and everywhere. It has to be the government, the teachers, every single teacher have to be ready to welcome these students in. Yes. And the families who have kids with disabilities have to feel like they're welcomed and they're included in everything or everyday life. And it's beautiful.
Exactly.
What's happening is beautiful. I really can't wait till it starts being applied in every school in Kuwait.
Exactly. It's going to be a little bit challenging at the beginning, Dana, but you know what, our guest today, Mr. Ahmed Khalid, he just mentioned that we have to work as a team to accomplish this goal.
Plus, when there's a will, there's a way. If the decision has been made, it means we're only going towards the right steps. So Even if it's slow, at least we know we're going to better days for our future and for our kids in the future.
Absolutely. So Dan, I would like to thank you for co-hosting this episode with me today.
Thank you as well. It was lovely.
So dear viewers, we're going to see you next week with a different topic as well as with distinguished guests. So please take care of each other and be safe.
We hope you all enjoyed our episode today, and we wish you all a happy and safe and healthy life. Take care.